good job of getting them ready. I did not. I did not, and it'd be one thing if there was just a couple of guys here or there, but ultimately it was that I didn't have them ready. And I've got to do a much better job of getting them prepared, which I will this week. We'll be ready for the Raiders. But we just certainly didn't play. They did everything right over there, and we did everything wrong. The other thing I would say is, as good as they played on that side, which they earned that win, man, we certainly helped them and served it up on a platter for them. I kind of came out of that game last night saying, man, Lamar single-handed, and it was not the case. We took that shotgun right to the foot a number of times. So anyway, didn't play good enough, didn't make enough plays. Our guys that get one-on-ones, our dudes, the guys that we really count on, when they get their one-on-ones, they got to win them. But man, I am 100% responsible for that.
Elaborate on that self-criticism, Dan. Like when you look back at it and you say you didn't have them ready, like what did you do differently, or what did you feel like you failed to do in the week leading up?
Well, I had to just think about, man, what are some of the things that we did on Wednesday? Maybe it wasn't. What about Thursday? I think there's a couple of things that come up. I think we need to get back to some of our fundamental work, our one-on-one work, our technique work, good on good, just one-on-one pass rush, good one-on-one man-to-man coverage, one-on-one getting open on routes, our releases, our hand work. I think just getting back to some of that, man, protection, tight ends, LBs, tight ends, DNs, running backs, linebackers, just a little bit. I think it's, we do a number of those, and as it goes, you start shaving some practice to get a little bit more of the scheme, and, you're hoping you've gotten enough fundamentals through camp, and you know what? We got to go back to it. And I know that's where I can help. And then just a couple of things of just a little more intensity, a little urgency, which I can deliver myself. So I can help these guys, I know I can.
Part of what you alluded to yesterday, just taking the win or doing the walkthrough Wednesday instead of actually.
Yeah, but a little bit of it, and it doesn't mean, look, I think that was the right time to back off, but we probably need to do a little bit more. We probably should have gone out and done just a little bit of full speed. We threw routes, those things, but just, you're playing a physical opponent, and you're playing that style of run game, some of the things they do, the eye candy that they have, you need more full speed work, and those are some things I look back and I'm like,
Is this part of the learning curve for you as a coach that now you guys are considered one of the elite teams? They were talking about, Gus Bradley heard the noise about how good your rush defense was. And, they're even calling it a statement game, sort of, in Baltimore for them. Just that next step for you guys, where you've got to learn how to get your team ready for the best shot from even a good team like the Ravens.
I think what's disappointing, I don't know if I'm going to answer this. What's disappointing is losing itself really stings. But the fact we were never even in that game, that's what really burns. That's the burn of it. That's the burn of it. And so that more than anything, you just want to know you're in the fight. And when you weren't, then it's like, man, that's a real bitter pill. So I think, look, here's what I know. We won our first game of the season. Seattle comes in here and it's a dogfight and they beat us, and we didn't play well enough to win that game. And then we played pretty good football, and all I know is we got to bounce back. That's the most important thing, because at the end of the day, we're 5-2, and where we're going to have a problem is we back it up with another loss. That's where the problem. To me, there's a ton to learn off this tape for myself, for the coaches, and for these players. And but we got to own it, we got to own it. We got to look at it and say, man, there can't be excuses. You can't fight us on it. It is what it is. The tape doesn't lie, and we will all have a hand in it.
Which loss hurts more, stings more? The Tucker dagger last year, where you had the win, or not even being in this game?
This one, because that to me it's not us. That's not what we're about. It's not what we're about, and we just didn't have it. We didn't have it. So, look, neither one of them feel good, Carlos, to be honest with you. But I just, the thought that you're not even in it, that stings.
No, I asked you this last night. I don't know if your opinion changed after watching the film, but do you still feel confident with the schematic game plan you guys came up with for the Ravens, or is that part of the self-evaluation
Yeah,
as well?
no, look, are there things we could have done better? Yes. But, I mean, the plan, honestly, was simple. I thought it allowed him to play fast. We needed a challenge. These receivers, make him throw in tight windows, and we called those. We just didn't execute. We didn't execute. Look, would AG like some calls back? Yeah, absolutely. So would Ben. Are there things I'd like to shoot the first fourth down of the game? I got that in so late to Ben. I mean, we're scrambling. That's on me. I mean, that's ridiculous. We're trying to get in the right play, and I mean, we don't have enough time in the play clock, which is 100% on me. So we all got a hand in it. But as far as the plan going in and what we wanted to do, I thought it was sound. I thought it was clean, and I didn't think it was too much for him. We just didn't execute.
I think Jared's had like close to 110 dropbacks the last 2 games. I don't know if some of that was like game script yesterday, just the way it went down. But how do you feel about your running game the last couple of weeks, where it's at right now heading into Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. It's easy to say, look, we came out and one of the first things Ben said to me was, man, I wish I had run it more. But, okay, well, when are we going to do that, you try to run it on a play. You only have 3 chances to get a first down. We don't convert. And before you know it, you're down 28-0. And we tried to stay patient with it. I did think we got surge up front when we did. It's just I think we got put in a game we didn't want to be in. We had to throw it more than we wanted to. And actually, I liked the plan we had in the run game this week. I liked it versus Tampa, but I'll be the first to admit I think it was a little much. And I'm as responsible as anybody. We had a little much. A little too much. Whereas this week, man, we calmed it down. I felt good. We just never really were able to get in a flow of it. I mean, the only chance we were going to have was through the air to get back in it.
Surprised that you guys have come so far, but that these kind of no-show games, the Patriots, the Cowboys last year, that they're still happening. Are you kind of surprised they're still happening?
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, here's the thing. I'm surprised because I know us. I know the coaches. I know these players, and I don't expect that. But when you've played long enough and coached long enough in this league, and unfortunately they happen. From time to time, they happen, and you just can't get out of your own way. And that was one of those games. The harder we tried, the worse it got. And we have one guy mess it up, and he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and then because of that, the next time, the guy who does know what he's supposed to be doing is going to do his job too. And because of that, then we get beat here. And it's a snowball effect. And by the time we get in the second half, we got guys who are trying to be heroes, And the only way to get back in it is just do your job. And that's not easy to do when you look up and see the scoreboard. You can't. You just got to look at it one play at a time. Just execute like we do out here at practice versus this coverage, this opponent, this offensive look, this formation. Just play the situation. And that's the only way we can get back in it. But when everybody kind of starts getting off, and we're on the backyard, because they're competitive. They're competitors. I mean, that's what comes with it. But we just got to stay disciplined.
Did you get an update on him just because it happened so late? Kirby, concussion, or did he get cleared?
He's good. He's cleared.
Dan, I know that in the past when your team has kind of taken a dip down, they've rebounded pretty well. Do you look at this, especially the timing in the season of when this loss took place, that you can really use it as, I know you used the word motivate us, it needs to motivate us. Can you use it as a tool and a teaching moment for them?
We have to. Like to me, I just go back to that. Look, losing's bad enough, but you better not waste it. All right, it's here, and there's a ton to learn from. And I just go back to, I just know the frustration and anger that I have, that motivates me. And I'm pretty sure it does with our players. So we will be ready for this game. We will be ready. We will physically, emotionally, we will be ready for this game.
You seem so resolute about that. Is that coming from frustration or from anger?
I just know me, and I know our coaches, and I know these players. We got a lot of prideful players. And I just, We will be ready. I know it 100%.
And I know you hit on it last night, it's a personal situation with Marv, but do you have any sense that this might be a long-term thing, or even a case where he might not?
Hard to say on that right now. It's just, all I can tell you, it's a personal issue. Nothing serious like that. It's something going, but it's just, that's where it is right now. Mo Ibrahim got back this morning, so he had, and really what it was, I just want to clarify, this wasn't some, oh my, he dislocated a hip. They just needed to put him under to get the hip back in, which it did. It's good. And so he's walking around. So that's good news. That's good news.
He should be able to return to football at some point.
It'll be a while, still a lot of pain, but at least he can move that hip. But that's what it was. It just needed to get it back in. So,
Thanks, guys.
okay, thanks.
Thanks, man.